Supernatural, yeah.
I don't understand this podcast.
Oh, that's classic Castiel. So,
Class TL.
this episode was, I think it was called Girls, Girls, Girls. Did
I
you
think it
catch
was
what
called something, probably. Yeah.
it was called
It's
something with
called
girls
Girls,
in it?
Girls, Girls.
It was, it was called Crowley Pouts in a Basement
Mm-hmm.
and Some Girls.
Yes. Crowley was still in his little cellar in hell where the upstairs neighbor is still pounding on the floor telling him to keep it down there.
Yeah. Well, you were,
I betrayed my neighbors. I didn't keep the noise level down. Oh, Crowley!
Who would have
Took
suspected?
it to the next level!
Who would have suspected that he'd betray someone?
Level.
You were mentioning before about the angels in heaven and their bodies and stuff having to have meat suits in heaven.
Yeah,
and we were mentioning this episode.
A lot when they were doing that. Which season was that? Is the one with the
Wasn't it 5?
woman from Stargate as that head angel?
Oh, that was.
But they kept showing those office building scenes up in heaven with her talking to other angels and stuff. It's like, why are they Inhumans up in heaven?
Well,
like, Castiel said no. Basically, he had to take a human's body when he went down to Earth, but it implied he had just done it. He wasn't walking around as Jimmy Novak up in heaven for no reason.
Yeah. Well, and they mentioned in Hell this episode, they had the one demon that escaped from the club, and then he possessed a construction worker or something, and he says, I found the nearest meat suit I could find to come find you, Crowley. But it's like, but why did he need to? Why wouldn't you just go as like loud up into hell suits? Or down into hell, so to speak?
No reason for that.
Yeah. Other than, I mean, I guess they needed them for the scenes, but it just.
Yeah.
You don't have to point out that they're meat suits. You could pretend that, like, I don't know, when they go down into hell, they just are perceived in that form, but that's not really. I mean, I guess it's the same with Crowley. I mean, like, he's got, I mean, whatever the hell he is, I guess. He was a dude before he was a demon, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. You could just say that demons maybe feel naked without a body to possess or some shit. I don't know, but
yeah, it's really confusing how that is. I think it's kind of a difficult thing to do in television anyway. I mean, like, what are they going to do unless they want to really affect some confusing thing? But...
yeah, unless you're going to have Crowley talking to a black cloud, you're not going to get much of the scene. You know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, there has to be a better way to go about that, because that doesn't make any sense with anything to say. Demons all need human bodies to walk around and communicate in hell.
They did establish that basement was supposed to be hell, right? I mean, they did say.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I guess it'd be weird if he was, like, giving out rules and stuff and he wasn't in hell, but it's just so lame.
Let's rule hell from this cellar. But
yeah, it's so lame, that just basement terrible. Set.
Yeah, you see the window up there.
There's a bunch of windows.
Yeah. It's
just lined with windows.
Because it's just a cellar.
Yeah. That is a terrible set.
There's no good reason for that. You could make it seem a little scary or something if it's supposed to be hell. Give it more of an ominous feel, something. Just
yeah.
The fact he's just sitting around a cellar, it looks terrible.
Crowley's getting pathetic, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just moping, and they're saying that he's distracted because presumably he's in love with Dean, you know. So he's just sitting there pouting. He's a bit.
Yeah,
he's
I guess that's
wiener,
all he's been doing, huh?
Yeah, he's just a wiener. Which I guess is better than, like, they trust him. He betrays them. They trust him. He betrays them. But really don't know what they're doing with that.
I don't know what they're doing with a lot.
It seemed like half of this episode was rewriting or apologizing for how they started the season. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
it just seems
They
like we're
gave up on
dropping
two major
everything.
plot elements at least.
Uh-huh. Which, I mean, it feels annoying in the fact that I don't like plot elements being brought up and then dismissed, but I mean, I guess maybe it could be a good thing in the long run if it seems like all of a sudden they're trying to put more life back into the show, because I
Both of
do
them
get
were
that
positive
feel even
changes.
in this episode. I got more life out of them than I had any of season 9 pretty much.
Yeah, it
It,
seems like they're shifting direction, but it's a positive change, and that's good.
yeah, it's just it feels like you've seen some pointless stuff because of some of what they're doing, but
Well,
I guess I'm okay with it because I don't care about how the season started.
because it means you don't have to deal with those things anymore.
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
mean, they could have gone somewhere else with Hannah, which is another thing that got dropped this episode,
I think the Hannah
apparently.
thing. I think the Hannah thing could be two different things. I think either it was planned that she was supposed to leave, or they're using writing her out because, say, people were mad about they don't want Hannah to get with him. And regardless of what you think about like angels getting together, it's rapey because she's taking over someone's body, and if they were to get together, it's rapey. So I mean,
Well, they can't get together with anyone then. So.
yeah, well, it's true, but anyway, that's off the topic. But they could have. I think they're using it for what they're going to do later in the season because Jimmy Novak, I think, is supposed to be a more prominent thing.
But yeah, apparently we're suddenly remembering.
Yeah, so I think maybe they were, if it was on purpose, they were setting it up that they had these feelings, but really it was the person behind Hannah, the person she
I
possessed.
guess, but it felt like she was a pointless character in the end as, the character of Hannah.
Yeah. Well,
What,
Hannah's
what,
not
what was
wasn't
she
very
there
interesting.
for? That what was? Yeah, I know. If she had been a character who had any life into her, I guess you needed her to develop, much like Castiel needs to. Which maybe this is what he's gonna do by having this stuff with Jimmy's life and or his. But
Mhm. Well, it
I don't know.
raises a good question because she had these feelings for Castiel, but she realized that all these human feelings and things like that were whatever the girl's name is, the vessel that she possessed. And the reason that she wasn't feeling it for Castiel, she was feeling
Name
it for
was
the husband,
Carolyn.
Carolyn. She was feeling him for the husband, so she was implying that it wasn't her, it was the vessel. So with Castiel, how much of that is Jimmy and how much of that is Castiel is a question I have.
It's all Jimmy. Castiel doesn't give a fuck about them.
But it also is kind of weird about, like, it raises questions like if Jimmy is still alive in him, then
How is Jimmy
how
still
how is he still
alive?
alive? Because when he became a human, it was just Castiel. So I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
how he would be.
Castiel the human. Like, yeah, I don't understand that at all.
So it's very confusing how that exactly works.
They're
The
never very good with being consistent on this.
the other thing they wrote out this episode was Cole's storyline, unless that's supposed to lead somewhere else. But it seems pretty closed now.
Yeah, it just seems all right. Well, we're done with Champies. He can go back home and eat his cereal.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he's not even
mean,
gonna do anything. Which, I mean,
that one was pointless to me. Because
yeah,
the Hannah thing is leading somewhere, but the Cole thing I don't think
it's
really did. I think they
just
changed their
like
mind.
a lot of her character felt dumb. Like the whole "what are we gonna do about the angels" shit at the start. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
what was the point of any of that? Apparently, there's none.
Yeah, it does seem like they changed their minds about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because it just seemed like at the start they're just gonna do the angels question their bullshit again.
Oh, I am so glad that they're not doing that, and I'm glad that they're not doing
Yeah,
Champies anymore. Honestly, too, because that's kind of a tired storyline. It seems like a Gordon repeat or something.
yeah, it just like we said before, the only thing that could have made his story interesting is if he was looking at them from uh, a different perspective, like their younger selves would have seen them if they could see how they are now, to give them like, look, this is what you've turned into. You've turned into Gordon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your methods are terrible. That's the only thing they could have done with the Champies type character there. But
and actually,
where it was going.
Actually, I do think it might actually not be over, because Dean did imply, or well, he didn't imply, he said that Champy's dad was some sort of creature that he hadn't heard of before.
So,
and if he was a normal dad before that happened, then that means that it could be triggered later.
That's the question too. Is Champy's normal, or is he going to start doing that?
Well, it could be triggered later in life. They've shown that that's happened with other creatures before. They had, I don't remember what it was called, but there was the one that was like, they turn into monsters later and they're like hungry all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the one guy that suddenly just snapped. It could be something like that. So it might be they come across him later, and maybe that's why they had to kind of make their peace with him now, to make it kind of harder later if they have to fight him.
Yeah, makes sense.
They did another
they're doing some
kind of manly thing going on with them after that scene. Everyone was crying a little bit.
Rewinding a bit though, like at the start of the episode, they're kind of doing more Sam, Dean silly interaction stuff. Dean doing a dating website thing.
It was a good lead-in to the story doing that.
Yeah, that worked well.
That she wants to get him to sign over his soul, and he's just sort of like, ugh.
Though, after that first scene now, when after Dean walks off with the girl he met on the dating website and it goes to Castiel, I wanted him to just be watching that scene on his laptop and go, wow, those shenanigans of Dean are just getting wackier. Close his laptop.
How did this last 10 seasons?
And then he wanted him to say to Hannah when she dropped her clothes off, I don't understand those boobies.
I wouldn't have gotten the show if I didn't have pop culture inserted into my head.
Hannah, before you go, let me give you pop culture. I gotta go.
I did like what we were talking about before with Hannah, that she did mention that the people they were inhabiting mattered, and that people were kind of the first thing they were supposed to be protecting, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice to have that come back.
Yeah.
That's something they constantly seem to forget.
Because honestly, it seems like the show is, at least for the moment, fixing itself. It seems like they're doing a little more effort. They're introducing the new villain for the season, and it's not a demon or an angel. Yeah.
And just not having Sam and Dean just be so miserable to follow. Just all of season 9 is just, ugh. Why do we care about these two at this point? But suddenly they seem to have some life put back into them.
Yeah, well, they aren't torturing people.
Yeah.
There's minimal angst going on at the moment, though they always have to wrap up with the same kind of message.
Yeah.
Dean goes, I'm bad. I feel bad about that. But nothing's wrong, Sam, but I feel bad.
Yeah. So the main story of this one was there's the witch.
Rowena, I believe is her name.
Rowena, yeah.
She's Scottish or Irish. We couldn't decide.
The actress is Scottish, so.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe someone in the comment section can correct us if Crowley was supposed to be Scottish originally. Because I think maybe that... Because, spoilers, she turned out to be Crowley's mom.
I'm pretty sure his son had a Scottish accent and stuff.
Yeah, okay. So I guess Scottish would fit. But yeah, it's Crowley's mom, but she's a witch.
Mm-hmm.
But an evil witch.
Twist. She's more like a selfish witch.
Yeah, so she's a charmed one.
She's not. Yeah,
they're fighting the charmed ones. Just one of them, Phoebe.
She didn't really come off evil though. It was just she was selfish and she didn't care about people. She was just
Yeah, but that's
incredible.
evil, though. If you're killing people for your
Yeah,
own
but she
personal gain.
wasn't like, I've got some evil plan. It's just like, I'm gonna do things for me, and I don't care what happens to others. Basically,
Well, she
there's a
probably
difference
she
between that and evil. But she is also killing demons.
yeah, but she probably does have an end game
Oh yeah,
planned.
she could, but I'm just saying in this episode she just came off
Yeah.
more of an extremely selfish person than evil.
She was the charmed ones. It
Yeah.
was. I mean, I'm not just saying it because I hate the charmed ones. It's because it's personal gain at the expense of others,
Hmm.
and no real caring for other life.
At least she's not supposed to be the hero.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought the actress was really good. I liked her.
Yeah, she's pretty
It was interesting, and it wasn't just like speeches all
good.
the
Yeah,
time and
it's a
political
different thing
stuff.
to be watching.
Yeah.
And
And you
Sheeran,
don't know the plan. That's the thing with the demons and the angels. It just became ho hum. You know what's going on all the time,
yeah, and the
and
reason
it's
she gets,
unpredictable because you don't know what other spells she has to do.
I was just gonna say, she gets involved in the plot with this one because she runs into demons who are using hookers to get people to sell their souls over to them so
Hmm.
that they can have sex with them. But I don't understand why, if the one Dean was with was a hooker, why he met her on a dating website. I don't think that's usually how hookers go about things.
Well, they were. I mean, she wasn't a hooker in the sense of there was money involved. It was paying with the soul, and that's how they were meeting people.
Yeah, but the rest of them were hookers apparently, except her.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I mean, maybe it was supposed to be like their soul hookers.
That was the thing. They were using hookers to do this so they could get souls.
Well, maybe they were hookers that they got involved with getting souls instead of money. Maybe they paid them more or something.
They could have. I just don't know why she was hooking on an online dating website.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they got hookers, that was their profession, but they got them to do this dating website gig.
Well, the other ones seemed like they were just doing the usual street walking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone just thought it would be really funny that Dean joined a dating website. They didn't
Yeah.
think past the joke. I do love, too, his picture's right there. The police aren't gonna get him. The demons that are running this show don't check the people that they go after. Like, it doesn't matter if it was Dean. What if it was another hunter? Wouldn't they be like, hey, before our girls go out to meet these people, let's look at the picture, see if it's someone we know, perhaps a hunter.
I think it was supposed to be a kind of stupid demon operation anyway. It wasn't Crowley approved.
Yeah, he was mad that they did something really tacky in his name.
Yeah.
Next week
Not
he's
good.
gonna open a pizza joint with really weird pizza flavors because he knows that's gonna lure Sam and Dean out.
Yeah.
It's a pie shop,
He'll open
a pie shop. Unusual pies.
Will have to come in here and get my pies, but then the pies will betray them.
Sammy, you know I have to get these pies. You know I do.
Peanut butter and sushi pie. I have to try it.
Cowabunga!
I don't know.
I don't know if they were setting up something else with that the one girl that got away from Rowena.
I don't think.
Hmm.
I think it's just she survived.
If they aren't going to do anything with her, that's kind of nice that they let a woman
Someone
live.
live.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice they let anyone live at this point, but yeah, especially a woman.
Yeah. It felt less skeevy
And
watching,
they didn't kill off Carolyn in some way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
after Hannah left. Just
Yeah, it felt like they
someone to come up and stab her, and then Cass go, no.
Yeah, it was nice that it felt like they had a bit more reverence for life in this. Except they had the one scene of like Champies torturing a demon, but that was kibosh pretty quick.
And That last scene, though, of Castiel going to find that woman who looked exactly like Hannah/Carolyn was kind of questionable, but I guess he had to grieve in his own way.
Anyways, Jimmy Novak's still alive.
How is he still alive? Don't question it. Maybe he is. Who knows?
Well, maybe they won't even say that he's still alive. Maybe he's dead. Maybe the whole point is connecting with his daughter. I know Jimmy's daughter is supposed to be a thing.
Can angels inhabit dead bodies? I know they said demons can, but
I think if they're technically dead, like vegetative state or something, probably.
yeah, that's different though from being dead.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I really don't know how that works.
I don't even know what happened to Jimmy at all. I don't know how he exists.
Yeah, he's been exploded and stabbed and all this other stuff enough times that
been rewritten in his body by human Castiel.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works anymore. What's in him? Like
Yeah.
I said before, is Castiel the angel possessing Castiel the human in his body at this point? 'Cause I don't know what the hell sucking up angel essence means.
And apparently the angels can just fuck off whenever they want. Hannah's like, bye, outie.
But yeah, I think
But they were cast down to earth. Where's she gonna go? To another body? Can they go back into heaven now?
Maybe they don't actually need to be inhabiting people. I don't know.
Well, then they're all just dicks.
I think the angels are dicks.
Okay, because now that Metatron's back in his jail cell, Megatron, yeah. Now that Megatron's back in his cell in his one jail cell in heaven, is the heavens open again? I guess they can go back.
Yeah.
So, why are they even sticking around? Why was there even the thing at the beginning about angels have freedom? I guess they want to stay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. Did Hannah go back to heaven? Or is she stuck?
They're not still stuck, are they? Because they did go back to heaven by the end of that season.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I guess she could just go back. So why was she even staying there?
To do whatever she was gonna do with Castiel.
Make sure that the angels that are free aren't free anymore.
I don't know.
See all these speeches and boring politics and stupid it's hard to pay attention to.
But those people, that angel they killed near the start, if that had some meaning to some of the stuff, I'd feel less like this was pointless.
Yeah.
Like that stuff, I mean, is just I don't know, that could have helped influence her decision about what they were doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, and they killed the people that the angels were inhabiting too.
Mm-hmm.
When they killed them, so...
Yeah. He killed 2 people.
Mm-hmm. So it shouldn't just be about, one person's in love, so I guess since it relates to my feelings of love, it must mean that people are important. It should be like, oh, these people are dead because we killed them.
Right. Again, they don't think about it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's just whatever suits them at the time. And I'm glad they are bringing it up again, but it's been such long periods of the show where they just seem to forget it completely. Mm-hmm. Of no, that was just the demon. No, that's just the angels. There's 2 people in there. Though they seem to always act like, I guess, demons are inhabiting dead bodies, even though it doesn't have to be the case. But
yeah, well, I think it's mostly for convenience. They don't want someone walking around at the end of the scene like, huh?
The messiness of someone living.
Makes it easy.
But, it's like when the witch kills a demon at the start, she makes him puke up his essence.
That probably just killed him too. I mean, it probably just killed the vessel too.
Well, yeah, that that if that guy's alive. I don't know. I guess it can be either way with the demons, so whatever. But the other guy leaves the body, but you just see the cloud expelling from the guy's mouth, and then I was like thinking the whole time, I was like, well, was that guy alive? No. And then it wasn't until like Sam and Dean are on the scene, and then it kind of like pans over and you see the other guy's body on the floor. It's like, okay, so I guess that was a dead guy. I was
Well,
wondering the whole time. It's like I could have at least, used some clarification before that. It's like that guy was dead. Just see the dead body maybe fall or something. Like, I don't know.
I think in most cases they tend to be. I think just because the demons are so
Yeah, but
reckless, they don't really care about their
always.
vessels.
Yeah, I know, but they aren't always.
They aren't
So,
always, but maybe if he was
like,
alive
especially
even.
back when Sam had the power to expel them, he was saving a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
they aren't always dead.
yeah, it's just I think it generally is unless there's a reason for it for them to be alive. I think maybe even
I
if he
don't think
was.
so. I don't think any of the ones Sam got all the time had a reason for their vessel to be alive.
Yeah, but that was when he was actually trying to save people, and that was part of the plot.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying the demon had no reason to keep that vessel alive.
Oh yeah, I just mean a reason story wise.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I think maybe even if the guy was still alive at the club, Rowena probably would have killed him anyway, just because he.
Maybe.
Well, just because he knew too much, or she was trying to get the girls, or whatever, and didn't want to leave a
Would he have
trail.
known?
I don't know that she just killed a guy. I mean, like the demons are the vessels are aware of what's going on. Sometimes I think it's like blurry, but
It's
pretty sure.
Pretty sure it's usually blurry, though.
Yeah, but they still. I mean, their life isn't gone from what happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the thing. I was just wondering if that guy is alive or not.
Well, he was dead because we saw
Yeah,
him dead.
Eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the show is this season is getting to be much better than last season.
Yeah, it's trying to turn things around, so it's nice to see.
Hmm. So I'd say this is a pretty solid episode.
It was
Um,
alright,
I mean, it wasn't trying to be comedic, but it wasn't overly angsty either. So
yeah. Yeah, it had some funny moments to it.
yeah, see, it was a good balance. I thought, like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was able to keep life in it without being like has to be wacky comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, well that wraps it up for today.
Yep. Goodbye, Hannah Champies.